Hi, welcome to Sue Maree P. My name's Sue. I like experimenting with different types of flours. Today I've got chickpea flour, and in the bowl I've got 1 cup, and I'm going to make some pancakes. I often find when you're experimenting with different types of flour, pancakes are a great recipe to go to first to experiment with the flour. So let's get mixing. So I've just zoomed you in so you can have a look at what I'm doing. I'm going to whisk in a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And because chickpea flour has a kind of a nutty taste, to help compensate that or override the real nuttiness, I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla powder and a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can also use vanilla extract. So I'm just going to whisk those in. And I'm making this recipe with no eggs today, so it's suitable for my followers that don't eat eggs. And in there I'm going to add a cup of soy milk. You can add a little bit more or less depending on the thickness that you like. Next to me I'm heating up my non-stick fry pan, which is great to get that started maybe 5 minutes before you want to cook them. If you don't have a non-stick pan, you could use a pan with a little bit of oil. So it's quite a thick batter. And a little trick I'm going to add today is 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. It'll go really bubbly and that'll help create a lightness. So the vinegar reacts with the baking soda and we've got this bubbliness happening, which I found that they were even better when I added the vinegar. So if you think that's too thick, add a little bit more milk. I'm just going to go with that today. I like using my cup measure, I like using my 1/4 cup measure for pancakes. So I'm going to get about 8 medium pancakes. If you're making for a family, you might want more. So I'm just going to scoop that out and pop it onto my pan. Now what I found with the chickpea flour, so it's not gummy in the middle, you need to cook these quite well. So I've got it on a low heat, but I'm going to wait till it all bubbles before I flip it. Next to me I have just a slate plate with my spatula. So once they're cooked, I'm going to pop them there. So I've just finished cooking all of my chickpea pancakes. These are lovely, light and fluffy. We're going to actually reheat these tomorrow for breakfast. Delicious with spreads, honey, fresh fruit, whatever you like. Let me know in the comments below if you give my chickpea flour pancakes a go. And don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the bell and you get notified when I have a new video. Stick around and I'll pop some other pancake recipe ideas up above. Thanks for watching. Hej då from Sweden.